Hello everybody, hope everybody is doing well. So welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to understand the pivot transformation in mapping data flow in Azure Data Factory. As you know, if you are following my channel, so you must be knowing that we have covered the schema modifier in the mapping data flow. Just in case if you are new into the channel, I would recommend you to go to this channel, okay, SQL Training Session. This would be the, and you can search for this Azure Data Factory playlist, and in that I have put all the videos in sequence wise. So if you can see here, so we have covered this many videos till now, and we were talking about the mapping data flow transformation. Inside that, the schema transformation, schema modified transformation is one of the category where we have covered few of the transformation. Now today we will cover the pivot transformation, that is also a schema modifier, because that is also going to modify our schema of our source table. So if you go to the Microsoft documentation, they have provided very good documentation on pivot transformation. If you see what it is written, it is given us the information that data flow are available in both in Azure Data Factory and Synapse Pipeline as well. Okay, and we use the pivot transformation to create multiple columns from the unique row values of a single column. Okay, that means what we need to do to understand this definition, what I need to show you is the my storage account. There we have loaded one file. I have to show that file. Okay, so let me go to the home portal and let me open my blob storage. Okay, and here go to the container. Let's scroll to find our source file. Oh, I have only one file here, I think, customer details. So let me select, and there is a button to see the content. You have to click on the edit button. You can see this is the content. So what is, I have one header row, ID, customer first name, last name, and location, and I have these many records where I have an employee ID, customer ID, sorry, and customer name, and the location to which it belongs. So if you see a little bit thoroughly, so we have two customers who belongs to Mumbai location. Okay, two customers who belongs to Mumbai, Delhi location, one customer belongs to Chennai, and one from Hyderabad. Let's say this is our input file. Okay, and what is our requirement? Let me show you in the notepad. So I wanted to see the total number of the customers who belongs to particular location. Okay, so what I wanted, actually I wanted the location to be these values. Okay, Mumbai, Hyderabad, this is in my input file, this is my input file. Okay, these values Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi, these are nothing but a data row values. These are the column values. Okay, this is column values, values for the location column. I wanted to change it into the rows. Okay, so I want Mumbai to display as this one. Okay, Mumbai. Then I wanted Mumbai as one of the column. I wanted Hyderabad as one of the column. Okay, I want my Chennai as one of the column. Then I want Delhi as one of the column. And what I wanted to know is I wanted to know the total customers. Oh, sorry. So once I do this, okay, what I wanted to know, I wanted to know the total customers who belongs to this particular region. Okay, so what I can do, I can add one column here, which is not actually in the input file, but I needed this data. I needed to know the total number of customers who belongs to this particular, let me stretch it out, to this particular columns. Okay, so if you see for Mumbai, I have, if you see here, for Mumbai I have two records. Okay, I have two customers. For Hyderabad I have how many? I have only one. Okay, for Chennai I have put one here. For Chennai, let me put tab here, and for Chennai also one, and for Delhi I think I have two records. Okay, so I want the value like this. Okay, I want the values to be displayed in my output file like this, and this would be my nothing but a total. Okay, so what I need to do for this, how we can do it? One way is we can do it using the aggregate function. We wanted to aggregate the data, aggregate total count of the ID, customer ID, based on the location. And the second way, we can use the pivot transformation. We can change these values, which is displayed as of now as a column values, to the row values, to the these are the column values. Okay, I wanted to these values as a column. Okay, for that we need to use the pivot transformation. So if you see the definition again, use the pivot transformation to create multiple columns from unique row values of a single column. So when it says a single column, it is saying single column as in location. Location is a single column, and I wanted to create a multiple columns. So multiple columns will be created. One column will be created for Mumbai, one column will be created for Hyderabad, one column will be created for Chennai, one column will be created for Delhi location. Okay, so multiple columns, pivot transformation is being used to create a multiple columns from the unique row values of a single column. When it says the unique row values of a single column, that means this single column is having a duplicate values. Okay, unique row values. This is this single column is having duplicate row values, right? Like this single column is having two Mumbai row values. Okay, two row values whose values is Mumbai. This single column is having two duplicate Delhi value. Okay, but I using the pivot transformation, we need to create a multiple columns from the unique row values. That means I needed to create a one column of a Mumbai, not the two columns of a Mumbai. Okay, so that means now again read this definition. Now your concept will be clear that we need to use the pivot transformation to create the multiple columns from the unique row values of a single column. I hope now you understood what it meant. Now pivot is an aggregation in backend. What it is doing, it is nothing but an aggregate transformation where you select the group by columns and generate the pivot columns using the aggregate function. So I'll show you in the demonstration how we can do it. So this is our source file. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to open my ADF directory, Azure Data Factory, and here because pivot is we need to create a data flow first. Okay, so for that I need to open the data flow debug. Let me open for 1 hour. So meanwhile it will open, I'll create data flow for pivot, and here we need to add a source. So quickly let's create a source. Okay, see data flow debug cluster has been open as of now. So let me give a source as customer. Okay, and let me create a data set which has not been created yet. So let's create it, CSV file, and here we can give a name, source. That is fine. Link service has already been created. Just in case if you are not aware of all these things, you can go to my previous sessions where I have already mentioned each and every point. Now I need to go to locate my file. This is, I wanted my first row as a header, so I select this. So source has been set up. Keep everything is default, single partitioning. And if you wanted to preview your file, you can preview it from here. Okay, if you wanted to see the content what you have in the file is exactly the same content which has been loaded into the Azure Factory interface. So that way you can just click on the refresh button and your data will be shown it here. So once the file is be loaded and once the data will be fetched, what we can do, if you see, click on the plus sign here. Okay, you can see in the schema modifiers we have covered derived, select, aggregate, surrogate. Okay, so this we have covered. Today we are covering this pivot transformation. So you have to click on the pivot. So click on pivot transformation. Okay, this is just now, this is very first time because so that's why it is taking a little bit more time. Just wait for a couple of seconds and we'll hope for the data to display here. So if you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 records over here. Okay, so this is exactly the same records which I have shown in your CSV file. That is fine. Now go to the pivot we have added. So here we have to pivot the which columns? Location column. Pivot by pivot located. location column. Okay, so here also description in this they have given a small very brief about the pivots row values into the columns, group columns and aggregate data. So here input stream, our incoming stream is nothing but SRS customer. Okay, this is our source, and here the key component in the pivot is key component which we have to set. First is the group by, second is pivot key, and third is pivoted column. So here if you see in this source file, this is on which we are going to change these values, Mumbai, Hyderabad, all these values to the column. So this is our key. Okay, location is our key because this the values inside this column we are using to convert from the rows to column. That's why the location is our pivot key, and columns would be our this whatever the values inside that particular key. Okay, that is our pivoted column. And group by, we have to group by what we have to aggregate, we have to aggregate the number of customers. So customers will be identified by the id, unique customers will be identified by their id. Okay, so total of id, group by id. So here three values that we have to set group by. So if you scroll down a little bit so that I can show you. So group by, you can select id. Okay, pivoted column, column key, we know location as I have uh, show you, and here is the pivoted column. So here you have a pivoted column. You can give the expressions to your pivoted column. So just in case here, if you go to the data preview, oh, sorry. So here you have to given the column name pattern. Okay. Here you have to, if you see here, column name prefix, middle, suffix, if you wanted to make any other changes, other values here, so that you can give it over here. Okay, so here you can see in the pivot key, I was getting one issue. So here you can see I have rectified. Group by would be, I did it as ID, sorry. It would be group by location because we are aggregating on the total records. Okay, so I wanted the total customers for on the basis of particular location. So it's group by location. Okay, so group by location we wanted to select in the group by pivot key because we are using the values, data row values inside the location columns. Okay, so that is the location. Here if you can see the values is an optional. If you wanted to give any values like in the location column, in the pivot key column, whatever the values, if you wanted to create only the columns on that name, then you can mention it over here. Like see, I have Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi. Okay, so let's say I wanted to make only that Delhi values as a column. Okay, so I have put it here. So it will discard any other data rows which is come inside the location. It will create only Delhi as a new column. Okay, so go to the pivot column. Here we have to mention our aggregate. So for that you have to this is an expression. Okay, expression builder, you have to go here. I have added, you have to give the new columns what you wanted to do, which whatever the total count will be created, right? So that you have to give a name to your column. So I'll give as a total customer, and here you have to provide your expression. So total count and id I taken as a one of the column from my input file. So count of id. So save and finish here, and if you see this new column will be created, and this value the value inside this column will be calculated on the basis of this pivot key here. So if you go to the data preview and you can refresh it, you will get the, let's see what kind of the data we will receive. We will get it. See here. So here if you can see Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai and Delhi. But for Mumbai we have a records. You remember we have a records for Mumbai, but here it is displays none. For Hyderabad also we have a total number of customers. Okay, why it is a total cost Delhi? This should not be a name. Okay, let me change the settings. I think there is some problem in this name. I have to see. Okay, why it is coming as total cost, here it is. And the thing is, why it is coming, let me give the answer of this. Why it is coming null null null? Because if you see here in the pivot key, what we have did, we mention only the Delhi as a value. So what it gives, it gives the only value for the Delhi. So if I remove it and if I preview it again, if I preview it again, then you will get the total number of customers for each of the data row values. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of seconds. Here you can see. Okay, so here you can see location is Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi. For Chennai we have a one record. Okay, for Delhi we have a two records. For Delhi we do not have any customers here, and for Hyderabad we have this one record, and for Mumbai we have two records. So this way we will get it. Okay, so this is how we can use the pivot transformation. In case of any doubts and any queries, you can feel free to comment me in the comment box. Thank you and have a happy learning.